We're recording. You got the mic?
What?
Okay, I think we're recording now.
Okay.
Take two.
Take two.
We weren't recording our first, but it was like 20 seconds.
Make it comfy.
It was good energy.
Good energy. All right. So this is our Hallmark for the Holidays episode.
Second annual.
Second annual.
Second time we're doing it. Oh, in our first take? What I was saying.
What were you saying?
That our next episode will probably be our top 5, bottom 5.
And I was saying that's like my favorite episode.
And then I was saying, I think in that episode we promised video episodes were coming.
And now
for the second
we're
season. So we're wrapping up season 2, fulfilling on our promises.
Fulfilling on our promises. New Year's resolution. We're going to start fulfilling our promises.
So we're doing a test run on the video. We'll
Most
probably
of the time.
put this out. If you're listening to it, look in the show notes if there's a video link. If there's no video link, it means it was a failure. And
It'll come later.
it'll come maybe on our top 5, bottom 5 episode.
Yeah.
But hey, the camera angle will get better. We're just shooting on our phone with the makeshift stand.
Yes.
It's kind of a last minute
Kind
idea.
of tangled in all the mic cords right now, but I'm good.
But we want to give a little bit of insight of how we do these episodes.
Yeah.
Because as the
Fun.
intro says, we pick a place in the city
Pick a place in the city. We gotta redo
to
that
share
intro.
a drink and our thoughts.
To share a drink and our thoughts.
So-
With the one and only
Lee and
husband.
Jesse. So we're at 7 Sun Brewery.
My lips are chapped, so I keep doing that.
We see now people can see. You can't be self-conscious of the camera, though. I think we don't even have to look at it. We can look at each other like we normally would. We don't normally look at the camera because it's
You
not
can
there.
gaze into my eyes.
Yeah.
That's
We're at-
true. We don't.
We're
look
at
at a
7 Sun
camera.
Brewery. Probably the most podcasted from location.
Probably because it used to be our neighborhood brewery.
Yeah.
It's not anymore, but it's still one of our favorite places to come because it's comfortable, it's chill. It's we
most
know we're gonna have a
fondly-
good spot.
I most fondly remember podcasting about Quiet Place 2 here.
That was like one of my favorite
Though
movies.
the podcast was much more memorable than the movie. Oh. Ugh.
Wrong.
Also, people get to see how we, like in normal conversation, how we just randomly look over our shoulder constantly at people coming in here.
Or how I
And
randomly
we're
get
always
distracted.
back to the podcast. Yeah. It's the day after Christmas, right?
Yeah.
And
There should be a word for that. Like there's
it's called
Christmas Eve.
It's called Boxing Day.
Oh no, I mean like Eve is the night before.
Yeah.
But there should be a word for after a holiday too.
probably is.
Post Christmas Day or something.
So 7 Sun has this new sort of area set up
Yeah, it's cool.
off
They
to
have
the
an
side.
enormous projection screen.
They're playing My Cousin Vinny, starring Ralph Macchio.
Yeah, so I might get distracted by that. It's right
I
in
know.
front of-
I was looking at it before when we were eating, but now you get to see it.
but I'm not gonna watch it.
And what
And then they have video games and
pinball machine?
or a video game and a pinball
Yeah.
machine. But it's cool in here for Christmas. I like their Christmas decor.
if we do the video right, there'll be a little bit of B-roll
Yeah. Okay.
while we're talking.
Okay.
So what are you drinking, real quick?
I'm drinking Mangrove. It's their normal double IPA.
So
It's
you
good, but I haven't had it in a long time.
so you got another drink ready.
I got another drink ready.
Was
so
that
I wouldn't
Mangrove
have
as well?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm doing their sour. It's like a violet Beauregard is what it's called. It's like blueberry waffle maple
Yeah.
sour. But I think I got to do, they have one other sour, like a Christmassy one inspired by Elf movie I
it?
don't enjoy.
Okay.
But it's on there.
Okay.
And it's not that I don't enjoy it.
I might get a sour, but I don't know. We'll see
I
how
got
it goes.
mangroves. So Hallmark for the holidays.
Hallmark
Version
for the
2.
holidays. I'm going to say Hallmark for the holidays was much harder for me this year.
Well, we just didn't have as much time.
We
But
didn't have as much time.
I think
'cause-
overall, I think we only watched 6 instead of 10 this time
Right.
because we didn't have the time. But I'm gonna say, as a whole, these were more enjoyable than last time. I think last time
Amy Teagarden.
Tea Garden. She starred in our winner, which was, I'm pulling it up. That was the one where it was like Our Christmas or My Christmas,
Christmas
Family
Family
Tree. You
Tree.
see me
We
looking it
really
up.
like that one.
But My Christmas Family Tree, I think, stuck out to us because it was like Hallmark movie formula adjacent.
Yeah,
Right?
it wasn't the same feel
Yeah,
as
slightly different.
yeah.
And I
It
got
had
those.
more of a like romantic comedy feel,
Yeah, because that
kind
was
of.
the one where she was looking for her family.
Or like
She was an
90s
orphan,
movie feel.
adopted. She thought this one family was her family.
Right.
And then become like Christmas Eve. She realized earlier. She put the ruse on.
Yeah.
And then they found out Christmas Eve night that she wasn't actually their daughter.
And I think the
My-
story gets a little more complex than in normal Hallmark movies. Slightly more complex.
Maybe, yeah. But it was a little different. It still had the male-female romance that they fall for each other by the end.
Yeah.
So let's get down to brass tacks.
Let's get down to business.
We got 6 movies. You're going to need your phone again.
Yep.
Back on the table.
Oh, shit. Okay.
This
Hold on.
unstable table.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Hi. Here we go.
I'm going to abandon the video project.
No. You can't give up that easily.
I'm already done.
Okay. First one was.
Nope, we've already said the names.
Okay.
What we're doing is
What are we doing?
we're each removing a movie until we're left with
Oh,
one. We
okay.
have
Okay.
to agree. This isn't a game.
I got it. I got my
We
first
have
one.
to agree on number 1.
Okay.
And if we want a movie to stay on the list, we can say we need to talk about that more.
Okay.
We'll still talk about why you want it. We'll talk about it, but we won't delete it just yet.
Okay.
It'll be up for our number 1 talk. That means if you say, hey, you think it's a number 1er.
Okay.
The only thing I might trump that philosophy is if you remove one too early that doesn't
Do
need to
you
be removed
use
that
that
quick.
word still?
Yeah, that's fine.
No.
That's totally fine.
Okay.
No, why would you do that any other way? All right. So since you have your thoughts, which one are you saying let's get off the list
Okay.
first?
I'll start.
It better be the right one. What do you got?
The one I want to get off the list is the last year 5 more minutes.
So just 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
Good. I agree. So what we should do
I
is
thought that was pretty much the worst one we watched.
yeah, it was just a little more.
It was tough.
I'm going to make a request that you like get the Letterbox app.
Okay.
It's time.
I'll get it.
We're slumming it on Safari. Slumming on
Oh
Safari.
my gosh. Okay.
Um,
Nikki DeLoach.
Nikki DeLoach is the star, which, interesting enough, which we'll
Don't
get to
know
this.
her.
No, but she had a cameo in the second 5 more minutes.
Okay. I think you. I
Remember, she was
you
like a
saying
school
that.
teacher.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that was like a magical moment.
You thought so?
It was fun.
Okay. That you recognized it.
It was, at least it's like, yeah, we know what we're doing. We're using the 5-minute
We're
brand.
using, yeah, we're bringing it
But
together.
I'm saying that elevated her star power up.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the challenge. What is 5 more minutes about?
Okay.
No, can you just do it without the app? Let's figure it out.
I was just going to look at the picture to give me a
Oh,
clue.
I gotcha. I'm saying because we're slumming it on Safari. It's hard.
Yeah. Oh, shit. I don't remember. I remember it was terrible.
Well, it opens with her as a little girl with her grandpa.
Right. With her grandpa, and grandpa she's like, Mom, can I just have 5 more minutes
With grandpa.
Mhm. She's like, okay, 5 more minutes. Well, grandpa dies.
Yeah. Well, at some
It's
point he
kinda-
dies
Yeah, at some point he dies,
her
and then
life.
it goes to her like present
as an adult.
as an adult, and then her husband dies.
No, I don't think so. You're thinking of 5 more minutes too.
Oh shoot.
No,
Okay.
she goes home and she's just visiting her mom. Actually, I'm confusing stuff with the Golden Dragon, I think. But yeah, she goes to visit her mom. Her mom runs the bakery.
Right.
That
Right.
Dad-
That actually
that
doesn't
Grandpa
even
used to do.
feel like it's a bakery.
just feels
but-
like a cool place to hang out in downtown.
Yeah, I mean it's a nice.
That they make
bakery.
6 cookies for the day. I've
True.
never seen an inside of the bakery that looks
I've
like.
never seen a bakery where people hardly work.
Yeah.
So she helps mom organize things because grandpa's been gone.
Yeah.
Grandpa used to run everything. Mom has piles of bills and the pots and pans are all over the place. And she kind of hires this kid to help organize. Anyway, and through it all, she meets a guy, of course.
Yeah, I was gonna say, here's the premise if you want.
Okay, yeah.
The
I'm
write-up.
starting to remember now. It's coming
It
back
says,
to
"Time
me.
is precious. Spend it wisely. A woman's Christmas wish is answered in unexpected ways when her late grandfather's journal turns up and
The
reveals an
journal.
untold romance."
Okay, so this is the funny part. So she meets this guy, and she's kind of obsessed with reading this journal. So every single time they're together and every date they go on, they're like,
Let's read the
oh,
journal.
they're like adults.
I just wanna
They're
read the
like,
journal.
oh, let's sit and read the journal. And the
Yeah.
guy acts just as interested in her grandfather's journal as she is. Bullshit.
And it's not a ploy.
I call bullshit
It's
on
not a
that.
ploy to get to Deloach. Meaning he's not just playing along like, oh, I'll win her over. He's like generally,
I mean,
he's more
in
into the
movie
journal.
He is.
He's
yeah.
more into the journal than he is to her.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
but that's Hallmark.
Well, because everybody in this town had a special connection with the grandfather.
Yeah. So we realized Grandpa, even though Grandpa married Grandma and they have a great family and loved each other, Grandpa's true love
Yeah.
was someone else.
Was another one, which was an interesting plot point.
Yeah.
Like, and they're always like, oh, yeah, he eventually married Grandma, which is her mom's mom. And it's like, yeah, and they were fine and happy. But he loved this other woman so much more.
Wait, but didn't her husband die? No, that was the second 5 more
Yeah.
minutes.
You're thinking of the second 5 more minutes, the Ashley Williams one. And so that part was interesting where they were, it was a new layer, a wrinkle in the Hallmark films.
Problem is, I thought even though all Hallmark movies are cheesy and it's what you expect, it's why you watch them. This one was like over the top cheesy in the fact that you
Well,
were
the
like,
5 more
oh
minute
my
series,
gosh.
and even the Ashley Williams one suffers from this, except it just has the ray of bright light of Ashley Williams in it. She
Of
brings so much joy to
course.
any
You
film
love
she
her
is.
so much.
I love her attitude and her quirky silliness.
Yeah.
And the weird mole freckle she has right above her lip.
Okay, I don't think I've ever like
Look
really
for it.
focused on
Look
that.
for it. It's
but
there.
I'll look for it.
They're the sentimental films,
Yeah.
where sometimes they do a more like far-fetched premise, a royal family,
Right,
whatever. This one is sentimental, for sure.
You know what I love about Ashley Williams too? Now that we're talking about her as an
Yeah.
actress,
We saw 2 of her films this time around.
she's so excited about everything.
Yeah.
And what we realized from reading her response to a Twitter post is that she actually really is. That is her personality.
Yes.
That's why she is the perfect Hallmark actress.
Yes. Well,
Because-
she's the perfect in the fact that she's not doing as much as I appreciate Lacey. She has her own. She has a quirkiness. Ashley Williams does to her.
She
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
And I think that is very similar to her kind of normal demeanor.
Yeah.
Just her upbeat excitement about all things,
Yeah.
which is refreshing.
So the part of the premise of the 5 more minute movies, and well, let's just go ahead and get out of the way. I'll take the other 5 more minutes off the list too.
Okay, yeah, I agree.
The Ashley Williams 5 more
Oh,
minutes.
poor Ashley.
Moments like these. Am I going to be mean?
The premise is that there's a ghost person
There's always a ghost.
that comes back as that person, and it's kind of like giving them lessons or clues,
Yeah.
but they don't really realize it.
It's
till the
that
very
idea
end.
that like the spirit of a lost loved one is always with you.
Mm-hmm.
You get those 5 more minutes. You carry them around with you at all times, right?
Right.
Last call. Okay. If
Yeah.
you want, you're not. I don't know if you're gonna make that mangrove.
No, I'm good. I'm
All
good.
right. So like in the first 5 more minutes, there's this young kid who's helping out at the bakery cookie shop,
Mm-hmm.
but it's been the grandpa the whole time.
Right. It's actually the grandpa. Yeah.
As a young kid, when he like came back from
Yeah,
the
and she
whatever.
realizes at the end, and she's so happy and excited, and kind of just realizes,
So in the
you
second
know,
5 more minutes, starring Ashley Williams, her husband dies at the very beginning, which I know it's low budget. They can't show the car crash, but it's at first I thought they were gonna like play with us a bit because remember it's like Christmas Eve night. He's putting like the bike together, and the husband keeps doing like, "Oh, I got this really bad headache,"
I know.
right? And I'm like, "Oh, he's gonna die of a brain aneurysm right here on the spot under the Christmas tree."
I felt like, oh my God, you introduce this family, and then he's going to die. And I'm like, how is this going to happen? This is really dark and like awful for a Hallmark movie, but it happens in a pretty lame way.
Well, he's driving to get a bell for the bike, and because his headache is so bad, he gets in a head-on collision and dies.
Yeah.
But this premise says
But it doesn't show any of that.
the second holiday story inspired by Scott McCree's song 5 More Minutes. All right, so that country singer, which we got to put that song in the podcast somehow.
I'm sure you will.
So this whole series is inspired by a country song.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. A young widow's Christmas wish for her son is answered in unexpected ways when she returns to their old home for the holidays. So this gets me at this point that like, do we need to look at those song lyrics more closely at some point?
We probably should.
I know the chorus says, "I want 5 more minutes of that good stuff." I know that's in the song.
Sing it.
That's all I know.
We listened to it a couple times after.
Yeah. No, I was pleasantly, because we didn't read that synopsis. It was the fact that it was a sequel, 5 More Minutes, and the fact that Ashley Williams was in it. That's like
We were
enough to
pleased
say
about
go.
that, yeah.
But I was
the
pleased
premise
when
of
the song
both of
showed
those
up.
movies was just,
They're a little too sentimental.
too much. It was too much.
It's truly a Hallmark card,
Yeah.
like you would get at the place.
It was too much.
Yeah.
Moving on.
So we got those two off
So it's
the
my
list.
turn.
I'll give it back to you on your
Oh,
turn.
well, it's really your turn.
No, because unless
Okay. You picked 5 more minutes, moments like these. as
I
your
mean,
next one.
we're down to
Go off.
4.
Well, you go ahead. I'll put it back in your court.
I say we get spicy and going right now, and I say we get rid of Christmas Class Reunion.
I agree.
That is not this year's winner.
We're on track.
I was hoping. I was ready.
know what?
If
Your
5
mom
more
loved
minutes, I
Christmas
know.
Class
But if
Reunion.
5 more minutes weren't so sentimental, like I was. My opening pick was Christmas Class Reunion off the list, number 1.
I
I didn't think it was that good.
Class Reunion. I probably slept through a lot of it because it was so dull.
Well,
to
here's
me.
the thing, and I said this halfway through.
It was so dull.
So Amy Teagarden is a successful.
I like her.
She works for a successful startup that does questionable practices and is under investigation by the FBI or whatever.
Right.
Intriguing. You got your far-fetched premise. I'm in. She goes back to her hometown for the class reunion.
Christmas Class Reunion.
Since she was the president, student body president,
Of
she has to run it. Which, again, another interesting thing. When it opens up from their senior year and she gets water poured on her accidentally, a la Carrie,
Like the Carrie thing with
instead
the blood.
of blood, it's water.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm in. After that, the movie just doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, it was just a dud for me.
Where usually, they eventually present the problem where she runs into a hitch arranging the reunion. But it took so long to get there. Usually there's that instant struggle or issue. Like we're planning the town Christmas tree lighting. We're planning the Christmas
every
festival.
Hallmark movie has
We're
the
planning
town Christmas tree lighting.
We're planning whatever thing in town that day, right?
Yeah.
and there's always a problem instantly. We're at that hotel, and they have the big bands all coming in, and all the bands pull out last year's movie, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, within 15 minutes, we got some problems to deal
Yeah.
with.
You need to know within 15 minutes of a Hallmark
This,
movie.
it was kind of going along
It was just
swimmingly.
like-
They had to switch to the high school gym at the last minute.
Which everybody ended up liking.
Yeah.
Because it was the high school gym.
But we talked about class reunion quite a bit. But that one just didn't speak to me
No, I
as much.
agree.
It felt too
wasn't-
different.
Even though I like Tea Garden.
Yeah.
And I like the feel, the vibe of the Tea Garden movies a little bit more than some of the other Hallmark movies. This one was...
They
the
feel a little...
plot of it was dumb.
They feel a little B-team in their production and approach. Right? And sometimes...
B-team of Hallmark is
Yeah.
like D-team.
But I'm saying sometimes B-team can surprise you. They're scrappy. They
Yeah,
want to prove
that's
themselves.
True. That's true. That's true.
And they pull through. They got some cool, inventive ideas.
Scrappy. I like that
Right?
word.
This time, they just missed the
It
mark.
fell flat.
They missed the mark.
Fell flat.
Yeah.
For
my
sure.
Christmas family tree, B-team knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We loved that.
But all right, so we got those 3 off the list. We're down
so
to 3.
now it's my turn.
And I know
We're
which one
down
you're
to
cutting.
3.
And I'm not going to argue with it, but
You know what I'm cutting.
make sure you look at all 3. We have
I am.
Haul Out the Holly left. We have Christmas at the Golden Dragon, and we have the Christmas Northern Lights.
So I'm going to go with Northern Lights.
Yeah, I knew that's what you're
Yeah.
cutting. Ashley Williams.
Yeah. I like Ashley Williams.
Yeah.
I'm not against Ashley Williams.
This was the most traditional
It was
Hallmark
the most
movie.
traditional formulaic Hallmark movie.
And
which,
it's from 2018.
again, we love formulaic Hallmark movies. That's what we're in it for.
And this
I
one has
mean-
a long synopsis. Want me to read it?
Yeah, read it because it might refresh my memory.
Glasses up for the camera. Zoe Hathaway has been working towards her lifelong goal of being a pilot for years. Ashley Williams wants to be a pilot. Wacky premise. I love it. But everything is thrown off course when she unexpectedly inherits a reindeer farm. Even more
Right,
wacky.
Right.
And also a reference to her film Snow, 2004.
Yeah, which
Our
we
favorite
just
film.
watched again.
A favorite holiday
I
film.
bought it for you for Christmas.
I know, I appreciate it. Along with the dangerously handsome ranch hand, Alec Wynn,
Dangerously handsome.
now buried in taking care. Now it says buried, not burdened. Now buried in taking care of reindeer
Should
and
be
all of the Christmas responsibilities. Zoe thinks life has delivered her a strange and cumbersome blow, and she isn't sure how Alex, who has his own ideas of how to best run things. Alec, who has never had many people have faith in him, opens up when Zoe invests trust in him, and the two find themselves falling for each other. Could they both find happiness in the most unlikely of circumstances right before Christmas? She's trying to run the reindeer farm. She wants to be a pilot. She wants to fly on out of this town. And he wants to do his thing, but then again, he wants to take a job in New York City and leave.
Right.
Or wherever you're going.
I just didn't like it. It was too.
But it made the top 3.
And I think because that was our first one.
Yeah.
That was one of the reasons I had a hard time getting into them in general. But our second one was really good.
The Golden Dragon.
Yeah. We're not at that yet.
No.
But so that was our first one and I was like, "Ooh, we're doing this." Even though last year I was super into it, but I think this Christmas has just been, I don't know, more busy, I don't know what it was, but
Christmas, is it Christmas at the Northern Lights? Christmas.
Northern Lights
Lights
at
of Christmas.
Of Christmas.
It suffers from just being as wacky as a pilot who inherits a reindeer farm is.
Yeah, that's
It's
not
a
that
little.
we want it to be so realistic.
It's a
just-
little. I'm gonna say it's a little too much Hallmark by the numbers.
It's too. It was way too formulaic. Yeah.
But in the formulaic, in the realm of it has to have a wacky premise.
Right. Yeah.
Which,
no.
they've gone away a bit from the wacky premises.
Right.
But this is 2018 at the height of the wacky premise.
Yeah.
So I appreciated its throwback feel. It ended with them seeing the Aurora Borealis, the
Of
Northern
course,
Lights.
Northern Lights. Yep.
Um,
Well,
so,
that's cool.
so I thought it was fun. Oh, I want to rewind real quick.
So we haven't disagreed on
No,
picking
I think
any
we're
of these films
100%
out.
on point. I know exactly where this
Do
is
you
going to go.
think your number one's going to be my number one?
Yes, I know it is.
Really?
I'm not even debating it. But I
Okay.
wanted to rewind. You know what my favorite part of this whole Hallmark thing is?
What?
In 5 More Minutes, Moments Like These,
Mm-hmm.
starring Ashley Williams.
She was.
At the end, she says the line, "I love American football."
That's right. And you're like, I love American football too.
Meaning the band,
The
American
band.
football.
Yeah. She's like, I love American football.
So because she takes a job in London,
Right.
where she was,
She was going
her
to.
son wants to stay in the house of her dead dad,
Right.
of his dead dad. And
That's a
the
really
one guy she falls
unempathetic
for,
way to say it.
and I'm being derivative or dismissive
Okay.
on purpose for
On
laughs.
purpose. I know. I get it.
Doing it for the viewers. This is the movie where the guy's moving to New York. He was going to take a job in New York. She says
Right.
she's going to stay. He's going to stay. He says something about he doesn't even like New York. And she's like, I like American football.
Not European football.
Soccer.
I.e. soccer.
Well, football.
Football. Real football.
British football.
Not British.
No, I know. It's a joke. I'm joking.
It's like European football.
All right.
Anywhere else than America football.
So for that line alone and that ending,
liked it.
almost made 5 More Minutes go up the charts a bit.
Oh, wow.
But not enough. All right, so the other one, so we can get to our number one, and tell me you don't disagree. Haul Out the Holly is number 2
Yeah,
off the
I think
list.
so.
Golden Dragons are number 1.
Yes, we had the same list.
I know.
I
mean,
was
Golden
actually
Dragon-
shocked because I didn't think you liked Golden Dragon as much as I did. That was definitely by far my favorite Hallmark movie we saw this year.
Yeah.
And
Well,
there
the-
was problems with it, but it was good. It was fun. I liked it.
Yeah, well, it was interesting and it had multiple storylines going on,
Mm-hmm.
all centered around a Chinese food
Chinese
restaurant.
food restaurant.
That was sort of the place in the town that meant a lot to the town, the people in the town.
And they made
Yeah, well,
connections with
Yeah.
people and the daughter lived in New York or like wherever more like high powered
well, it had
city.
your typical tropes, right? The daughter who's so into her job, and she needs the perspective and
and then
clarity.
the son who's kind of working at the restaurant.
Yeah,
And she comes back. Or no, she decides not to come back for Christmas. Her boyfriend invites her with his family at
Oh,
first.
the woman who runs. Yes, her family owns Golden
And
Dragon.
I like the message of she was kind of complaining that, well, we never really even celebrated Christmas.
Cara Wang is the star of this. So we have to see a
Yeah.
Cara Wang holiday movie next year.
We never even celebrated Christmas. It was always about the restaurant and the customers. And there was nothing about like waking up Christmas morning and opening presents. And she's complaining about all this. And then she's excited to.
Well, then she goes to the whitest Christmas ever
Because her parents tell her, no, you go. You've never had a Christmas.
in Connecticut.
You go to Connecticut
With your white
with all the
boyfriend.
white people. And she
But
does.
she wants the traditional
She wants the fairy
vanilla
tale
fairy tale thing.
Christmas.
And they're even like, we don't even do this, but whatever. We
Right.
watch football and
Well, they're like, we
sit on
just
our
watch
couch.
football and sit and we not talk to each other.
it's like, you mean you don't go caroling and dress up?
Right. So she kind of is like forcing whatever her idealistic viewpoint of Christmas
And
is.
they're like, we actually go to a Chinese restaurant for dinner. For food.
Oh,
We broke a glass, but it's all right.
oh no.
It just fell over.
Okay.
It's all right.
All right. So she wants all this.
Yeah.
She goes to where she thinks she's going to find it. It's not like that. And then she realizes it's not really what you do on Christmas. It's what your traditions and what you're used to and the bonds and connections you've made through whatever your family does on Christmas. So that was a really good message. I felt like that you, I don't know. I thought it was a
No, it
good
had a good.
message.
It had an interesting premise, a good message.
And I thought the parents were cute. Her parents.
Did we connect with it also because in a previous time we experienced similar feelings running a restaurant during Christmas time?
Yeah, I definitely think that was a connection for us because we ran a restaurant during Christmas time, you and I together. And it was challenging. And, you know, you're focusing on everybody else's perfect Christmas. Oh, we're going to have this amount of donuts or biscuits or Chinese food or whatever it may be for your perfect family Christmas Eve or Christmas. And you're not focused. Like the time you have to actually make your own family happy is
Yeah.
so the parents are like, we're out.
And like the main characters in it, we were like, shut it down. Let's
Yeah.
close this restaurant.
Shut
We're
it
closing
down.
the Golden Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were closing the Golden Dragon.
So I feel like, so next year we're going to watch a Carrie Wong or
Yeah.
Wang film or
And she
somebody
was
else.
good.
She was good. There's some other folks in it, but I think she's done a few Hallmark things in the past. I looked her up at some point because I was thinking she would be our number one. She actually had another one that came out this year called Undercover Holiday. I don't think she starred in it, but she was in it. Another Hallmark film. And who knows? Maybe she'll be in a Hallmark movie 2023.
Yeah, maybe.
So I feel before we wrap up, they're also closing down Seven
I
Sun.
know.
We got Last Call. They turned off My Cousin Vinny.
We're gonna have to pair a tab
We would be
here.
remiss if we didn't mention Haul Out the Holly.
Yeah, no, I
number two.
did like Haul Out the Holly, and I was kind of against seeing it just because I'm not a Lacey Chabert fan. And Haul Out the Holly, what kind of name is that, really? Like, what kind of name is Haul Out the Holly?
Well, it was, but this was a fun one.
It was
It
fun.
was silly.
It was silly and fun, and that's why I ended
Like
up
it opens
liking
up.
it.
Like she wants to come visit her. She just breaks up with her boyfriend who just plays Oculus Rift, virtual reality games at home.
Yeah, and I'm like,
She's like, we're breaking up.
if you're an adult man playing video games constantly, then
She's coming to her parents' house in Utah. I'm just gonna spend Christmas with y'all, and they're like, awesome. We're going to Florida.
right, we're not hanging out with you.
And so she's left with all the responsibilities of the HOA, which this is like a hyper.
This is like hyper HOA, like exaggerated hyperbole of HOA.
about
Yeah.
Christmas decorations
Yes.
and all this stuff. Stars the guy who played Ned in Groundhog Day. He's in it. And yeah, she falls eventually for an old elementary school friend, now an adult, and he's like the new HOA president.
Who initially is, I mean, some of his behavior though, I was like, you can't fall for him.
And she does.
He's terrible.
Well, he's like overbearing and controlling,
And she's like not caring about any of
well,
the
she's sort of
HOA
like the
stuff.
bah humbug Scrooge type character.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to decorate my
Then
house.
I think they kind of balance each other out at the end.
Well, she sees the joy of Christmas and the celebration and the tradition.
and he relaxes a bit.
He lets up a bit, and they fall for each other by the end.
Yeah.
So it was it was like the silly Hallmark movie, but it kind of like Hallmark let its hair down a little bit.
Yeah. It was cute. It was
Right.
cute for sure. I mean,
And
Dragon
if Golden
was
Dragon
better.
wasn't so good as just like an overall film, Haul Out the Holly would be my
Would've
pick.
won,
I think.
yeah.
I mean, I really think that's the Hallmark movie for them, 2022.
For them, yeah. We
Like
like
Sister Swap last year was their big thing.
this was it.
Haul
this
Out the
year.
Holly seemed to be this year.
But for us,
And
we
I feel
like
good for
Golden
Lacey,
Dragon.
like
I feel
because
good for her.
Candace Burton is out. Jessica didn't have a movie. Jessica
Candace Bergen
Schramm.
has her own channel thing now.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Those used to be the
Yeah.
Hallmark ladies.
Jessica who?
Sharbert Schramm.
Schramm.
She did some movies last year we
Yeah,
talked
yeah.
about.
Yeah.
So Hall.
Yeah, how about the Holly was
But listen,
cute?
Lacey doesn't have to worry because I guarantee we'll be watching a Lacey movie next year regardless.
100%.
Yeah.
A couple of them.
All right. So we compare a tab. And maybe our video didn't run out of space because we can't see the
cheers.
camera. Oh, we can cheers because we're going to cheers our broken glass if we're still recording.
My gosh.
Right, cheers.
Cheers.
Where there's a will,
This
there's a
is-
way.
This is what happens when we
I don't even
do
know if we're
video
going to tell them.
podcast.
We might just discreetly
no,
throw the glass
we can't
away.
do that. We're not those people.
No, we're not going to leave a broken glass, but we might discreetly just throw it away.
Yeah. Well, we're definitely going to throw it away.
Yeah, we're not going to leave broken glass at 7th Sun. What are we?
Maniacs? We're
Yeah.
not maniacs.
All right, so this is fun.
This was fun.
I'm checking our time. It's about a 45-minute. Good.
We're good.
Hallmark for the Holidays, Part 2, Season 2.
Next year,
in the
I'm going to be
wraps.
more into it. We're going to do more.
I was into it this year. I think we watched.
I
think
know.
again that's my
I
point at the
wasn't
beginning.
as into it as you were.
But we watched. I feel we watched
And I
6.
was really into it last year. So I'm a little disappointed
what
in
I'm saying.
myself. But I forgive myself. I do already. And I'm ready for next year.
Disagree with this statement.
Do you want me to?
No,
You
this is
don't?
a challenge. Disagree
oh,
with this
can I
statement.
disagree with this statement?
Apart from the 5 more minutes being a little too sentimental, these were like all pretty darn good films,
I agree.
right?
Yeah,
We couldn't say the statement about last year's 10.
that's true. But lately, it takes great interest for me to stay awake through a whole movie.
Well, no, just you might have been tired and all that.
Yeah.
Last year we had like a week off to watch all those
yeah,
films.
yeah. And we
This year
didn't this year.
we were watching them at the end of a workday.
Yeah,
That's
that
different.
was hard.
Okay, so I think unless we see a random movie before, which we might, there's a number
And
of
we don't even have time. But
I don't know. We might
before
squeeze
you
in.
end,
We might squeeze in Babylon. You never know.
okay, no. Before you end, I'm back on the Hallmark thing for a
Yeah.
second. You have written a whole Hallmark movie
Oh, we
script
don't
in your
have time to
mind.
talk about it. I do. Maybe
And
by
it's good.
This is our teaser
It's good.
for the third installment of Hallmark for the Holidays in 2023 edition. Maybe we'll share our own Hallmark film idea.
Producer,
Christmas.
director Jesse Thompson.
We can't talk about it because
But what's
someone
the
will.
name of it?
Well, so far we have.
We came up with.
Well, the working title.
we can't explain.
No,
we can explain.
We can explain.
We can explain.
We can explain. That's the working title. But we can't go any further about it because
We
someone
don't
will
want
take the
someone
idea.
to
This
steal our
idea's
premise.
gold.
It's going to
Lacey
be good.
will be in this, no question.
Oh shit!
And you know what? Though Ashley Williams would be the perfect
Wait,
fit.
can I play the mom or something?
No, we're not actors in it.
Oh,
Ashley
Darn.
Williams might be the perfect fit, though.
I'd prefer Ashley.
The opening bar scene that I talked
but
about.
Ashley Williams is big time.
I not. But again, she wants a wacky idea based on that Instagram post with Dan
That's
Harmon
true.
from
She's
Community.
relatable. She's relatable.
She wants a crazy idea, so maybe we should pitch it.
Our
We'll get
idea
Ashley
is
on the line.
crazy. So, we have a Hallmark movie script in the works.
We got to get out of here. People are leaving. You can probably
We
see them in
gotta
the
go.
background
We
if the
gotta go.
video is still running.
We gotta go.
But most
Okay.
likely our next episode will be top 5, bottom 5 for
Top 5, bottom 5.
2022.
And then we're starting to work on the Oscar movies already.
You're gonna have
Or
yourself.
the
All right,
Oscar contenders.
we gotta go.
Bye.
They're kicking up. Bye.
Bye.